Councilman Katz will lead the discussion.
Well, as Chairman Price indicated, this is a continuation of our December 5th meeting. In the December 5th meeting, we had a truth and taxation hearing with a public comment period that was open and closed, followed by a budget hearing that was open and closed for the public comment period. We're now back in our hearing. We made a motion to bring it forward to this date. Now, Chief Giles has asked for a moment here at the beginning to make some comments regarding some of the questions that were answered, so he can clarify some things. I'll turn the time over to him, and then I'll bring it back to the council.
Thanks. Just have a little clarification on some comments and a little information from myself as Chief of Wasatch County Fire. I know there's been a lot of question asked of why this council is the fire board. Myself personally, I've served under mayors, council people, the council. Really, as a citizen, we have 3 representatives, not split up any more even than the council. This is a county-wide fire district. It's not just a service district. And I believe you men have done a great job. I think I've recommended things we've never always agreed, but hopefully we've moved forward to try to make the best situation. There was a lot of talk about transparency of the district, and I know we set up a website a couple of years ago, and I've often asked in meetings, I hear a lot about it, if there's something on that web page that isn't on there, that you would like on there, to let me know. I have yet to have anybody shadow my door or in my office to make any changes or put forth any information put on that. There's a lot of information on that website. I know a lot of people at the hearing was talking about call volumes, where they were at, type of instances. They're all on that website, where the station locations are, what equipment is in that station. There's just a wealth of information on that website. Wages was talked about. Another misrepresentation. I mean, everybody talks about transparency. It ought to be on both sides. We received a 3% increase. It was in 7 years we received that increase. It's been 10 years on the volunteer side, but that 3% increase. There was a gentleman there that said he made $36,000 a year. I've got full-time firemen making $36,000 a year. We do know what it's like to raise taxes. They're taxpayers, property owners of the county. I've heard a lot, read a lot about where's the money going? What are you doing with the money? Apparently there's a little Christmas song I've heard. Get the car key out of your ear. Apparently they're not listening. We've had 3 public hearings dealing with this. I've had 2 PowerPoints showing where the money was going, what we were using it for. We've had 2 open houses showing where this money was going, what the money was going to be used for. We have substandard equipment in this district. The average age of a frontline pumper is 23 years old. I'm talking the average age. This equates to a 1991. It was pointed out at the public hearing that I might be using some of the wildland tankers to bring that age down. That is Wasatch County Fire District frontline pumpers. That's what's coming out of these stations. 52% but the fire district's apparatus is over 20 years old. I'd like to tell a story about a fire incident, a scene. It was 2 a.m. in the morning when the alarm came out. High winds, a grass fire got out of control, and multiple structures were being threatened. Keep in mind, 2 a.m., pretty dark. Frontline pumper comes out of the station, drives 2.5 miles, makes a turn into the scene. A steering arm breaks on the fire apparatus, plugging the engines to access the fire. If this would have happened going down the road at 55 miles an hour, I know I've heard people talk about lawsuits. How can you put a price on a man's life, or hit a family head on him, or kill somebody? We didn't know the steering arm was weak. It's hard to replace something like that. It's hard to see if there's something wrong with something like that. We've done the best job we can maintaining this equipment. Getting back to the situation, the fire scene, the firemen are problem solvers. They grab it with their bare hands, the front tire, straighten them out, drove the engine with their hands, with one in the steering wheel to get the truck to the scene. This didn't happen in Chicago. It didn't happen in Arizona. It happened in Wasatch County 2 years ago. That's the kind of equipment we're dealing with. When I say we're problem solvers, we respond to a lot more than just fires. Extrication, cutting people out that's trapped, hazmat. There was a semi right in this county, rolled over 2 months ago, show up boiling, spewing all over, down the gutter, across the culvert, ready to breach a creek. Fast response, good thinking. One of the firemen grabbed the chainsaw, cut a tree down to pin up against the lid to seal it off. We are problem solvers, fire department. Another little story happened in the county just lately. 2 firemen, volunteers, going to their day job, come upon a crash. Horrific. People are trapped. Truck's on fire. Fireman looks around and finds a generator that is spewed out over the truck, spilled. Picks it up, realizes he has a sawzall in his truck, and goes to execute these people. These are the kind of people we have. I just feel like if there's a problem, let's fix it. If you do nothing to fix the problem, you're part of the problem. Too long, too many times, people has done nothing about the problem. At the rate we're asking for, a $20 to $30 increase per house, per year. It's going to take 12 to 15 years to replace these inadequate apparatus we have. By that time, the apparatus is equipped right now 20 to 25 years old. This is a line item that needs to be on the budget, not just 1 year, every year. If you actually look at what the price is of the rolling stock of the fire district and equate $300,000 into that, we're not even catching it. We've opened 4 stations to try to protect the citizens of this county. We've done our best we can. In closing, I'd like to ask the board to support the firemen. And support the citizens of Wasatch County. We have done it for the last 90+ years. We need your help to have adequate tools, adequate equipment to respond. I don't believe $20 to $30 per year is too much to ask. If you equate this over a 25-year period, we have not asked for one thing. It's $1 a year. Really. I don't think it's too much. I would ask the tax coalition if they think anything of the citizens of this community, that they would get behind the firemen and support them in buying the tools and the equipment they need. For $20 to $30 a year, honestly. I appreciate the opportunity to serve the Wasatch County Fire Chief. I've been in the administrative end of this thing for over 20 years. I do know what it takes to run a fire department. We have done with so little for so long. We need your help. Thank you.
I'll bring it back to the council. It's our obligation, it's our duty to pass a budget for the 2014 calendar year. We have 2 weeks from the public hearing to do so. That puts us till 9. So we need to pass a budget tonight because the governing board, the fire district. So I'll bring it back to the council for discussion about the budget. We have a budget that's been proposed. Anybody like to speak to that? Their thoughts on the budget?
You know what, I applaud our meeting department for what they've done. And I see your point. I think there's room in this budget that we can make some adjustment and give you what you need. It's a long-term plan to give you the equipment. There's ways we can do it. We have in here an amount for $180,000 for attorney fees. I think that's an annual number. I think we could, normally that should be running $25,000 to $40,000. I would like to suggest that we look at this $300,000 capital improvement and amend it to $150,000, dedicating the attorney's fees to it in addition, and work with Ernie and the CIB board and different pieces, places to get some grant money. We can get grant money to help with their equipment. We can, if we have to go to the USDA, we can go and we can do that. There's ways we can do this. I'm concerned that we're going to have a number of things hit us in 2014 for tax rates. We got this fire thing, fire, we got the school district to be concerned about. We got the pool that people are trying to push, and well, they're not necessary, but well, they're necessary to the people behind it. We're looking at a possibility of a judgment levy if we do lose the lawsuits, and that will have to be added to the tax rates. I think there's, through planning and management, by adjusting this budget $150,000 down, making it less than powerful, make it more powerful to the taxpayers. We can do this. That's my thoughts.
Mr. Chair, I'll say something here. I appreciate Steve's comments on that. I too applaud firemen. My comments towards the budget have nothing to do with them, and I appreciate your passion. We've been in this a long time together. So I agree with Steve. I will take one caveat to that, and that is if we as a board were willing to send it to the 2014 vote ourselves and let the public decide how much we need to do this, I'd really only do that. Otherwise, I'm with Steve and would support a reduction on what is being proposed. Pretty much on the same lines. So that's why I'm.
What percentage would that reduction make?
Probably just around 30, I can see Steve's exact number, but it's.
No, I don't think so.
Well, it'll take it 3/4
what is it now, 76? So if you take 25% off of that, essentially, it's going to be 53,
57?
57.
Yeah, I guess my concern is that we put this off and kick the can down the road like we have for the last 25 years. We're going to be back asking for more sooner rather than later. If we can go through this once rather than 2 or 3 more times. I'm a taxpayer, I understand the burdens. We've identified the needs and then some. We still don't get to where, with this proposed budget, in my opinion, we still don't get where we need to be. But that's my opinion, and talking with a lot of constituents, I know there are those who don't agree. Take the personalities aside, take the misinformation and the other things aside, and look at the numbers, and they're there for this proposed budget. This still wouldn't even get back to address the vote. This still wouldn't even put the rate back where it was when the people voted in 1989. So I guess that's why I'm where I am in accepting the proposed budget.
So do you think, is there any common ground in between the two? Like 65% or something like that? We can all agree on it. I wasn't at the public hearing. I have read, I think, all of the comments. I'm a little bit concerned about the amount of it. It appears, when you talk about percentages, it appears like it's more money than it. When you look at the actual dollar amount. We've been proactive as a fire board in trying to build buildings and facilities to accommodate our equipment. And that, I mean, over the years, Mike's group and that, done Jordan L. will address that. We've just done the Timber Lakes. Last year we've done Wallsburg. I think with our agreements with Midway City has bought the old house. I think we're committed to redo that fire station over there. And so I think we've made a commitment that way, but a little bit reluctant to raise the taxes, but on the other hand, we've got these facilities and I think we need adequate equipment to put in. We talk about 23 years old, and I know people say, well, if they're maintained, they can go that, and they do, and they have, thanks to, good people that's helping. But I think we've got to realize that we're a changing county too. We're building different structures than we did 23 years ago. We've got to respond to that. We need to support the people that's coming here. So I guess I'm kind of, I know the percentages a lot. I'm probably going to go with the proposed budget. If we get the equipment, we've got facilities, or we will have facilities. I think our next one lines to redo here in Heber. I think that's in our plans, that's in our facilities plan being presented. I think that's what we need to do. So I'd like to get the equipment to support our citizens and do the best job we possibly can. I understand the cost, but I sure don't want to lose a life. And I don't know what the cost is to get to the point where you don't lose a life. Maybe we're okay with it. For $10, $15, $20 a year, I guess I can support it. It's going to take us 10 years to even get to the point of replacing one of these apparatuses. It's $10,000. We take $300,000. I mean, I think our plan is $6 million in needed equipment. We're 10 years away from that. So I guess I'm probably ready to go now and bite the bullet, and hopefully through increased growth and that we can take advantage of the new growth and not have to do this again. We may do, just so